Oh, that sounds better. Hello. Hello, y'all. Um, I'm cautiously optimistic about this stream because if you remember my last attempts at live streaming, my hardware let me down most times, where there'd be just a random shutdown of the system and, of course, the live stream. So hopefully I have a new setup, so hopefully this will not end up in a disaster, at least in a technical disaster, like the previous few streams have. So essentially I'm testing the limits of the hardware I have in the hopes that it doesn't just shut down on us. So having said that, welcome again. I don't see anyone in the live chat, so I don't have any names to mention. However, what I do want to do is get into this this Kent Hovind lecture. As you can see, it's called The Dangers of Evolution. And it is actually hilarious. It's comedy. It has to be comedy. If it wasn't so dark and there weren't children involved and he wasn't so damn fucking serious about his bullshit. Listen to the way that Kent Hovind attacks scientifically scientifically, excuse my anxiety. Human evolution is undisputed human. Is undisputed science. We are going to watch a gentleman, a younger Kent Hovind, by maybe, I don't know, 15 years maybe or something. And what he's going to do is make us all either go cringe or make us all laugh. I'm going to be doing a lot of laughing. I'm sure you are too. So let's get into it. I will try and, well, I'm going to have to butt in every now and again. Oh, Artangelo's in the crowd, and he's already trolling. Artangelo says, actually, I should. I'll put the chat up later. But in the meantime, Artangelo says, certainly, Winston, the deception of evolution leads you directly to the pit. Okay. So, Artangelo, let's do it. Watch this and tell me. You can plead for forgiveness at the end of it when you realize that this guy's spoken such nonsense. Let's do it. Let's do it!
Right, it's an honor to be here in Wisconsin. My roots go back to Wisconsin. My mom and dad both raised over in La Crosse, Wisconsin. My name's Kent Hovind. I was a high school science teacher for 15 years. And now for the last 16 years, I've been doing seminars all over the world on creation, evolution, and dinosaurs. And I tell people right up front, I believe the Bible is the infallible, inspired, inerrant word of the living God. I believe it from cover to cover. I even believe the cover on mine, it says Kent Hovind. I believe that. And what I want to do in my seminar is strengthen your faith in the Word of God. In this session, we're going to talk about why the evolution theory that's being taught in our schools is not only dumb, it's dangerous. I wouldn't leave my gorgeous wife and travel around the country. I was gone 215 days last year.
This is Kent and Joe. The story of Kent and Joe, his gorgeous wife, is that when Kent went to jail, Joe went to jail for a little bit, and Kent went to jail for a long time. And when Kent came out of jail and went home to Joe, Joe said, "Fuck you, I'm out of here." You know why? Because Kent threw Joe under the bus. Kent Hovind is a human being with no emotions, no feelings. He's callous, he's cold, he's calculating. This is the kind of man he is. And then he puts on the smile, and all that cold calculating stuff is the curtain is drawn. So all you see is a smile. So it's dangerous. So there's danger. Let's listen to the dangers of evolution, everybody.
I wouldn't do that unless I really honestly believed this is public enemy number one. Evolution is a dangerous philosophy.
Okay, evolution is a philosophy. Have you heard this one? No, not only is evolution a philosophy, but evolution is a dangerous philosophy. Now, how can that be? I'm sure that's impossible. Pretty damn sure that's impossible. I do have a Discord open for anybody who might want to come in. I'll give you the link in a second.
Now, I taught science for years. I like science, and I'm not against the science, but folks, there's some just plain old
Oh, he's not against the science, even though the science proves evolution. Not against the science at all.
poison mixed in these science books. Every day for an hour and a half, we have a creation science hour and a half where we start off the program by saying,
Creation, science hour and a half? Well, which is it, Kent? Make up your mind. You can't have both. It's either creation or science. You've denied the science through rejection of science, and so creation is your only crutch. It is nonsense. The only one in the whole world who believes anything you say, Kent Hovind, is one Artangelo Grasso from planet Earth.
believe the Bible is literally true and scientifically accurate, and the evolution theory is the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the history of planet Earth. That always gets the atheist stirred up. And we take phone calls and instant messages from all.
I don't understand this Kent Hovind. He calls atheism a religion. It's dangerous. It's a religion. But at the same time, Christianity is a religion. So if atheism is a religion and it's dangerous, then Christianity, being a religion, is just as dangerous. Even more so, because with Christianity you got major mental and emotional manipulation. I can show you that any Christian comes in here and talks to me, they have been manipulated so much that when they say they're using critical thinking, they'll say, okay, I'm going to use my critical thinking now and refer to the Bible. Okay, I'm using my critical thinking, and what does the Bible say? Okay, my critical thinking has led me to believe that ABC, whatever it says in the fucking stupid Bible.
All over the world on this topic, and you're welcome to call in or join us on the program. It's on the internet, truthradio.com, or you can link to it from my site, drdino.com. I believe evolution is a dangerous theory for seven reasons. It's going to take us several hours to cover all this.
Okay, so evolution is dangerous for, did he say 7 reasons or several reasons? All right, I'm going to grab my little pad here because I'm going to take notes. There it is. There's my pad. There's my pen. I'm taking notes.
It is based on nothing but lies. And Satan is the father of lies, okay? The evolution theory removes all morality and all...
Whoa. What? Satan? Satan? I'm going to have to go back a little bit because...
to a city near you. We'll get into all that as we go along here. In the last couple of sessions, we talked about some of the lies in the textbooks that are used to support the evolution theory. Everything that's ever been used as evidence for the theory has been proven wrong.
Really? Oh, this should be interesting.
Get it out of the textbooks. It's a no-brainer.
Get evolution out of the textbooks.
Don't lie to the kids, period.
As he lies to the kids, period.
And we showed you how the atheists have rated the different states on how well they're teaching evolution. And they think you folks in Wisconsin are doing a lousy job of teaching evolution to your kids. Yay, keep it up.
He's actually applauding the fact that creation is being taught to the children to fuck up their minds as little kids. Christianity is dangerous. Keep Christianity away from children.
All right. Now, Frank Sure, one of my good friends here, they think you folks in California are doing a good job teaching evolution, Frank. Come on, I want that thing red next time they do this survey, okay? Evolution is not only a dangerous theory because it's based on lies only.
Okay, you heard that. Evolution is a dangerous theory not only because it is based on lies only. I hope I repeated him correctly.
It's dangerous because it removes all morality.
It's dangerous because it removes all morality. Okay, so evolution is dangerous because it removes all morality. My head is going to fucking explode. What a fucking dumbass.
Huxley said, I suppose the reason we leapt at origin of species was the idea of God interfered with our sexual mores. Ooh, we don't want God telling us we can't commit adultery.
What's that got to do with evolution, Kent? You know, this is the problem. All Christians do this. They look at the Bible, they look at our genitals, they look at the female's genitals, and that's where the conversation revolves around. The genitals and the Bible. That's it. Whatever he's saying about evolution is because it doesn't focus on genitals and it's not in the Bible, so therefore somehow it's a lie. They actually allow this guy to indoctrinate young children and weak-minded adults and make a great living at it. What a scam.
You know, Joseph Stalin ordered the execution of 14,700 Polish officers, prisoners of war. Why would you execute prisoners of war? I mean, what happened?
What has this got to do with evolution? Stalin, executing, whatever. Evolution? Nothing to do with evolution. He still hasn't gotten there. But other than calling evolution a lie and pointing out how many people Stalin killed, he's gotten nowhere.
To the Geneva Convention, you know. Why did Hitler kill 6 million people, at least, maybe more? Why did Pol Pot of the Khmer Rouge kill 1/3?
Again, nothing to do with evolution.
Of his entire population?
Why? History can tell us why, Kent. You are not a historian. You are not a scientist. You are a purveyor of bullshit. You are a snake oil salesman. You sell an illness to people and then you sell them the cure. You're a charlatan.
I mean, 1/3 of all the Cambodians were killed. Why? Why were the Aborigines treated like animals? They were rounded up and slaughtered. Every single Tasmanian Aborigine was killed. Kip Kinkle said, if there was a God, he wouldn't let me feel the way I do.
This guy has got nothing on his mind but killing, 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 killing. Christianity has a rich tradition of killing, 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 killing. So what is the point of bringing up the Stalin killing and the Pol Pot killing? We could bring up thousands of years of Christian killing. We got Christian killing today. It's a fucked up thing, man.
There is no God, only hate. What happened to Kip Kinkle? Well, in 1998, Kip Kinkle walked into the cafeteria, shot 50 rounds from a semi-automatic rifle, 26 students injured, 2 killed. Later, the bodies of his parents were found in his home. He was arrested, taken to police headquarters where he attempted to murder a detective during his initial questioning.
So, that might have been a sort of a wow, a school shooting. He's probably going to say this guy's an atheist or whatever, but since 1998 until today, 2022, school shootings have been just as horrific as that one. School shootings have got nothing to do with evolution. I don't know why Kent Hovind is sticking it in there. Probably because he wants to evade the actual topic of evolution, because he knows that it's true. He absolutely knows that evolution is a fact, science-proven fact. But he's a businessman, and he has a business that thrives off of other people feeling comfortable with Kent Hovind so brazenly stating that evolution is a lie, blah blah blah, and basically he motormouths his way. He gish gallops, he doesn't stop and talk about a subject, a topic, or a point, or a bullet point, and then get into it. He just and there's no thinking there, because it's all one big script. You can't ask the man a question. He'll just give you a scripted answer. He won't think, and he won't even listen to your question. I've tried it. And there's a video about it, which I might get into, but not today.
Almost right after the shooting, 5 more students within the Springfield School District in Oregon were arrested for threatening to murder students. One elementary kid shot 5 of his classmates with a BB gun. If there's a God, he wouldn't let me feel the way I do. Well, maybe if Kip Kinkle had been...
Well, Uvalde. Well, if there was a God, Kent Hovind, Uvalde wouldn't have happened. There wouldn't have been a few dozen policemen, fully armed, guns, body armor, fucking helmets, bullets, you name it, sitting outside a classroom while a young man shoots in cold blood everybody, or tries to shoot in cold blood everybody who's in that classroom that he's locked in with the kids. Where was your God? Where was the United States Constitution? Kent Hovind. Checkmate, Kent.
Learning, hey, there is a God, and he loves you, and he's got a plan for your life, and you better do what he says. Maybe he wouldn't do that kind of thing. Could it be that what we're teaching our kids is causing this problem? Violent crimes have increased nearly 1,000% since I was a boy. I remember the days when you did not have to lock your house. Anybody remember those days? Yeah. There have been 29 school shootings in America since...
Okay, when you were a boy, Kent Hovind, how many people were in America? How many guns were in America? In the United States? I'm willing to venture that when you were a boy, there were guns, absolutely, but guns were not necessarily used by anybody else other than those that follow the law and the big gangsters. Today, in your America, in your USA, Kent Hovind, thugs of every age, as long as they seem to be able to walk, have a gun. and have the arrogance. You know, I have a gun, I'm an arrogant motherfucker, don't mess with me because I'm a badass and I got a gun, and if you do, I'm going to shoot you. And these people are all Bible-believing Christians. Every single one of them on the streets today. He's a Bible-believing Christian. Christianity hasn't done a damn thing for anybody other than the infrastructure, or those that work and support the infrastructure of Christianity.
Since 1996. I've got a list of most of them here. 29 school shootings just in the last 10 years. What has happened? Why are kids and teachers being killed and parents being killed by students?
Hasn't stopped.
Yeah, when I was in school, you got in trouble for...
This was a lecture from 2005. It's now 2022. So, because I can't do math, as Rebuke and Reprove can testify to, I'm going to have to go to the calculator if I can find it here. Oh, there it is. So 2022 minus 2005. 17 years since this lecture was given. How many school shootings? How many atrocities? Uvalde's definitely got to be up there with one of the worst. I don't know what the count was, but the whole the way it played out, and the horror for those that were caught up in it, the kids facing this guy with a gun in the... I can't even process that amount of evil.
Throwing spitwads. 10 teachers, 48 students have been killed, 7 wounded, and 107...
What's this all got to do with evolution? Kent, it's been, you've been rambling on for nearly 6 minutes. Nothing about evolution other than it's a lie.
Students wounded. 7 teachers, 107 students wounded. Dial and Klebold at Columbine High School and Eric Harris made a videotape before they did the shooting. On the tape, they're talking about a football player. They said, he doesn't deserve the jaw evolution gave him. Look for his jaw. It won't be on his body.
This is nonsense. Where's he getting all this bullshit from? I want him to talk about the evolution and why is it a lie? If it's provable and proven and testable, how is it a lie?
Klebold's father was a geologist who believed in evolution. Both of them were followers of Nazi teachings. They did the shooting on Hitler.
Da-da-da! Evolution, Nazi. You see where it's going? Straight away. That's why this man, Kent Hovind, is a danger to society. Certainly a danger to those that watch him with awe, like you, Otangelo. Don't you listen to Kent Hovind no more.
Hitler's birthday on purpose to commemorate Adolf Hitler. They shot Isaiah just because he's black. Eric's t-shirt said, natural selection. Natural selection. That's what evolution teaches.
Well, he's gone to evolution to Hitler or evolution to Nazis. That's worse than going from evolution to what was this one? I forget.
Since if you go back a couple years to 92, there have been 235 students killed in a 10-year system, 10-year span of our school system.
So he goes from evolution to Nazi, and now evolution to guns.
10% of all the boys in schools are now threatened or injured with a weapon at school. 1 out of 10. Number of students caught with a firearm increased 29% in 1 year. Natural selection. If the strongest survive.
Oh, he's going from, evolution, Hitler, Nazi, evolution, natural selection. That's what he's doing.
Well, then that guy's bigger than me. I better bring a gun to even the odds. This evolution theory is not just dumb, folks. It's dangerous. It removes all morality. There's no such thing as...
Evolution has got nothing to do with morality. Evolution is nature. Kent, you have something to hide. If this is what you do, you have a very broken mind if all you can talk about is the danger of evolution, because it isn't. And simply because evolution and science has got nothing to do with morality, you discount the science. Your morality isn't even moral. By the way, we can have a discussion about that, if you like, on my channel, anytime.
Right and wrong,
Kent?
might becomes right. Textbook says you're an animal and share a common heritage with earthworms. Could it possibly be that what we're teaching the kids is causing this problem in our schools? You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Satan's got a plan, and God's got a plan. God's plan is to fill his creation with people, obey his laws.
God doesn't exist, Kent. God is a figment of your imagination. In fact, it's not even a figment of your imagination. It's a figment of somebody else's imagination who told you about the figment of their imagination. And you just picked it up and parroted like a parrot.
Live in peace. Use the preaching of his word to win souls, and go to live with heaven. Go to live with him forever in heaven. Satan's plan is to reduce the population
How does he know this?
to zero. He hates humanity. Exactly the opposite.
Satan's plan is to reduce humanity to zero. And then what's Satan going to do then? So there's no humanity. Humanity's reduced to zero. What does Satan do now? God damn it, you're such an idiot, Kent Hovind.
Of Christianity.
Dumbass.
He wants to promise secret knowledge so that you can learn something that nobody else knows. That's what all the lodges promise too, by the way. Some kind of.
That's what you promised. Exactly the same thing. Secret knowledge. I know for sure that evolution is a lie. I'm knowledgeable about that. Because God this and angels that and devil there and what not where and geez, this is just bullshit all the way through.
Secret knowledge, all right? Use the teaching of evolution to get people to accomplish his goals and have people go to hell forever. Satan wants to reduce the population. Bible says all things were created by him and for him. God made a beautiful planet, beautiful garden, and said, hey, fill it with people. First thing he said to Adam, blessed him. Said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. Go fill it up. It's a blessing. It's the first mention of the word blessing. Blessed. Adam lived 130 years and had a son named Seth, and then he lived 800 years and had sons.
How do you know that Adam lived any time at all? Everything about Adam and Eve and all that stuff came to an end at the flood. How does anyone have any record of what happened before the flood? Did Noah and his family take scrolls and scrolls of history with them into the ark? You are such a bullshitter, man. Kent Hovind.
Sons and daughters. Hebrew tradition says they had 56 children in that first family. I don't know where they get that number, but man, in 800 years, you could have a lot of kids. You got
Sure.
9 in how many years, brother?
He says you can be childbearing for 800 years. 800 years. So, okay, so somebody who was born in approximately 30, say approximately when the Jews were kicked out of England at the end of the 11th century, and somebody was born then and would be probably on his deathbed now, 800 years later, if my math is correct, which it usually isn't, but close enough in this case. How childish, how infantile is a thought like that, is a story like that. And this man is he's a grown man, like, a man. He's like 70 or something today. There he was 50 maybe, or whatever. I can't.
17 years, 9 kids, that's every 2 years. 800 years, you could have a family of 400.
What's this got to do with evolution? You can have a family of 400, he says.
Amen.
Okay, so Discord room is open. Please join. I don't know how much more I can take of this guy. So let's just open it up for debate. Respectful debate, Artangelo.
Hey, I met a family from Minnesota with 20 kids, all of them under 20. It's cold in Minnesota. They had huge families back then. That was God's plan. Fill the earth with people. Jim Duger, a friend of mine's got 15 kids. And
Duger? Duggar? That's a name that rings a bell. Duggar. Isn't he the kid? Isn't he the guy? Isn't a Duggar a guy who had a huge family and was messing around with his own children? Josh Duggar, that's his name. Bet you he's a part of this family. Josh Duggar and Justin Downing are essentially in the same category. And that category is embraced by Kent Hovind. Kent Hovind is a pedophile enabler. 2 words. Chris Jones. Let's carry on.
15 years. God blessed Noah and said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. As for Ishmael, I have blessed him.
It's just absolute crap. Crap. This is dangerous. This is dangerous in the hands of children, and it is dangerous in the hands of the weak-minded, the vulnerable, the gullible, and and those people that are roaming around in their own little wilderness. Sometimes, you've got to step into a church or a mosque or a synagogue or somewhere to say, hey, I don't know what's going on. And then they give you the religious treatment, which is maybe a Band-Aid at best, because they're selling snake oil to their victims. A pastor does not have an audience. A preacher does not have an audience. They both have victims. Everybody who sits and listens intently to a preacher lying in public is being abused and is being lied to. And I think that it's time for us, rational thinkers, who know the dangers that Christianity sends you into, and not to mention some other religions, but Christianity in particular is barbaric, it's gruesome, it's misogynistic, and it is pedophilic. Is there such a word? I just want to mention something. In the one of the 11 one of the 11 satanic rules of the earth is a rule that says simply, do not harm do not harm little children. Right there in this in the satanic rules of the earth, it says do not harm little children. Nothing could be more transparent than that. Nothing. Do not harm little children. There is absolutely nothing in all of the Torah and the Jesus Club literature or the Islamic literature. Nothing says specifically to not harm little children. So I conclude that on that alone, on that one rule only, that your Ten Commandments, your scripture, your Bible, it's all old, ancient fantasy literature, which should be on the fiction sections of the library. Should have an ordinance of its own. Okay, now I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to stand listening to this guy, so please somebody come in and join in to talk to me.
He 12 princes shall he beget. And they blessed Rebekah and said, be thou the mother of thousands of millions. Oh, now that would be a little much, okay, but I could see a few dozen, okay. Children are an heritage of the Lord. See, God's...
Oh, hold on. What did he say? Did he read thousands of millions and then contradict what was written? Oh, gotta go back. Sorry. Oops. I might be wrong, but did I hear that?
Yeah. And they blessed Rebekah and said, be thou the mother of thousands of millions. Oh, now that would be a little much, okay, but I could...
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Remember that the Bible is the inerrant word of God, and is it cannot be changed. It's never been changed. Is the word of God. Now, and Hovind just said, and they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, thou art our sister, be thou the mother of thousands of millions. And then Kent Hovind says, well, that's a little much. It says so in the Bible. Genesis 24:60, according to Kent Hovind. He's just found something in the Bible that he doesn't quite agree with. That's a little much. This is something that we should actually talk about, take a whole stream to talk about this particular point that he just made. Thou art our sister, be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and, oh, well, that's a bit much, but you get the point. Horrible, terrible, 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 terrible religion. Christianity must be crushed.
See a few dozen, okay? Children are an heritage of the Lord. See, God's plan is to fill the earth with people. Satan wants exactly the opposite. The Bible says God formed it to be inhabited. Very different in that pre-flood world. We cover that on video 6 of our Blue Series. God saw everything.
Hold on, Kent. You just questioned the thousands of millions of people that somebody was going to be a mother to. That was written in the Bible. It's time for you to start questioning every passage in the Bible in the same way. It's a little bit much, you said. Let's see if he questions anything else that he comes across. I doubt it.
Everything in it was very good. That's perfect. That's the way I want it. Satan's plans put it back to zero. He wants to reduce human population with reduced birth rates by abortion. RU 486. By the way, interesting. In the military, when they want to throw something away, what do they call it? You're going to 86 it, right? Are you for 86? You for throwing this kid away?
They don't 86 it, they deep six it, right? You can deep six it. And even if it is 86, So what's it got to do with evolution? The lie of evolution, the danger of evolution. The biggest danger today to society is evolution, according to Kent Hovind. This guy is, I swear he lives under a rock.
I wonder if they picked that number on accident or on purpose. Birth control, homosexuality, lower cholesterol, that lowers fertility. High cost of living, smaller families, eugenics. High infant mortality rate with vaccines, SIDS, child pornography. Reduced population, high death rate among teens, suicide, drugs, alcohol, sexually transmitted diseases. Just kill everybody with chemtrails or wars or genetically modified foods. That'll lower disease resistance. Drugs, Islam. They teach, man, if you don't join us, we have to kill you. 100 times in the Quran it says they're required to kill anybody who won't convert.
What has this got to do with evolution, Kent Hovind? God damn it, you've been bloviating on for only 10 minutes, and all you've told us about evolution is that it's a lie, and that people die, and that's about it.
Required. People, that's a peaceful religion. Well, there may be some peaceful people in it, but their religion isn't peaceful.
So he's now bashing another religion? When your religion is shit, Kent Hovind? Your religion is nonsense, bullshit, a lie, it's made up, it's stories, it's fictional? You bash another religion? You're an arrogant bastard, you really are.
Satan wants to reduce the population. Jacques Cousteau said we need to eliminate 350,000 people a day to save the planet. Ted Turner said we need a 95% decline in population. Okay, Ted, you first.
See, he just made fun of Ted Turner's death. He makes fun of death. If Ted Turner was a Christian, he would have eulogized him for doing exactly the same thing that he did, that he is now mocking him, making fun of him for.
The serpent tricked Eve, and the Lord said to the serpent, that's it, fella, you got to crawl on your belly the rest of your life. And then the Lord said, I will put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head. Satan knows some seed of...
Can you believe that? Satan, snakes. He actually believes this. I'm serious. He actually believes this.
The woman is going to bruise his head. He didn't want that to happen.
So this guy, Kent Hovind, knows the mind of Satan. Satan exists about as much as God exists, or Jesus exists. God, Jesus, and Satan. The Trinity of nothing. Write it down. Hashtag God, Jesus, Satan, Trinity of nothing.
His plan, apparently, is to try to kill every human being on the planet.
Death, 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 death. That's all I want is death.
Wants to kill everybody. Remember when Herod wanted to kill baby Jesus in Bethlehem? What did he do?
Yes, I remember. When Herod wanted to kill baby Jesus in Bethlehem, what did he do? Let me think. Let me see if I can answer this question that Kent Hovind posed. What did he do? He announced that all baby boys in Judea, or the territory that Herod controlled, be murdered, just in case they're this Jesus thing. Now, if that were true, that in itself would be on the historical record, outside of the Bible, 100%. But I'm pretty sure that it isn't, because I've never come across it. If you do find it, send me the link.
Slew all the children. Let's just kill them all to be sure to get the right one. Satan wants to kill every human on the planet. And some of his followers and helpers down here are working at that goal right now. Charles Worcester said, people are the cause of all the problems. We need to get rid of some of them. Bill Clinton signed the Biodiversity Treaty that said we should reduce the population of the earth to 1 billion. They've already got the earth divided up into segments. Red.
Did you see? I don't want to get back too much. Ah. Okay, look at that. Convention on Biological Diversity signed by Bill Clinton. United States in New York or whatever. But who is Bill Clinton with a K? He doesn't say. I don't know. Do you know who Bill Clinton with a K is? Does it matter who Bill Clinton with a K is? And if it does, who the fuck is he? See, this is how deviant this bastard is. Him and his ilk.
Treaty that said we should reduce the population of the earth to 1 billion. They've already got the earth divided up into segments. Red areas are for animals only. No humans allowed. Now, it hasn't been enforced.
It hasn't been enforced
Yet, but it's been passed.
This guy is so stupid. This guy is so gullible. I think he himself is his own most gullible victim.
Singer favors abortions after the kid's born. Give the parent.
Who said it?
28 days to decide if they want to keep it.
Okay, so the kid is born, and you got 28 days to decide if you want to keep it. Much like the pair of shoes you buy, or the mattress. You know, the mattress that you buy on the internet? It's the same thing. So you got 28 days to decide if you want to keep this baby. Now, if you don't want to keep the baby, you only have one choice. You don't have adoption. You don't have adoption choices. No. You don't have family that would look after your baby for you. No, that's not an option. The only option, according to Kent Hovind, is to, if you don't want your baby after 28 days or before 28 days is up, kill it. That's the solution.
I wouldn't be here. My parents would have killed me many times growing up. Some of you would have killed your kids too, right? Peter Singer said, Christianity.
He's encouraging killing of kids.
Is our foe. If animal rights is to succeed, we must destroy the Judeo-Christian religious tradition.
Yes! Yes! Destroy the Judeo-Christian religious tradition. That is the best thing we can do for humanity. All humanity. Destroy it. Put it in the back. Put it in the past. Move on.
Do animals have more rights than humans? Alan Gregg said the world.
Do animals have more rights than humans? It doesn't matter. Animals have basic rights. Animals have as much right as humans to not be hunted, tortured, murdered, killed, genocided. The way your God does it, Kent Hovind. The way your God had no mercy for all those he killed during the flood. None. What a cunt. What a cunt your God is. Woo.
The world has cancer. The cancer is man. Prince Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth, said, if I could be reincarnated, I would wish to return to Earth as a killer virus to lower human population. Nice guy, Phil. Monsanto Corporation has been very busy trying to make a lot of money off of genetically modified foods. 70% of the processed foods that you eat come from genetically modified foods. They've been banned in Europe. They won't eat them. Here, everybody eats 70% of your diet. This genetically modified food is very interesting. You should read the book Seeds of Deception. You can get it on our website, drdino.com, if you want to learn about genetically modified.
And he hasn't debunked evolution. He's just said it's a lie. And now he's promoting merchandise. Buy my book. Buy my book. This man is a total charlatan. I can't say it enough. I mean, he proves it with almost every sentence he completes.
Foods and what's happening. How our food supply has been so polluted. Love of money, root of all evil. Somebody wants to make money. United Nations believes food is power and they're going to use it to control behavior. Len Horowitz has a great video and book out about emerging viruses. And before you get any kid vaccinated for any reason, you better study the subject before you make a decision on vaccines. Go to tetrahedron.org or
2005, this was said.
factlib.org or billsardi.com, or get the book Vaccines, The Deadly Deception on our table out there. Just study it before you make a decision. We'll cover more on this on the Bible and Health video about the problem with vaccines lowering population levels. Did you know?
All right, now that's getting ridiculous. Do we see vaccines today from the COVID pandemic lowering population levels? And if there are population levels that are lowering, is it because of the vaccine? There are millions of different reasons for the lowering of populations. Vaccines are not one of them. So in the beginning, he says, quite rightfully, buyer beware. If you're going to get a vaccine, do whatever checking you have to do. But then he goes off into la la land. How vaccines are going to reduce the population. What a dumbass.
Autism has increased 75,000% in Illinois over a 10-year span. Autism is increasing.
What's autism got to do with evolution? He's going to blame autism. I bet you he's going to blame autism on some kind of on the vaccine. Let's see.
Everywhere. There are many folks, like marytoko.com has a good website, who studied this intently. Said, look,
marytoko.com. Mary Toko is a name I recognized. I recognize Mary Toko. I'm pretty sure that on Brett Keane, when Brett Keane was going, was kissing Kent Hovind's ass, and then questioning, kissing Kent Hovind's ass. He was going through all those videos and interviews. Mary Toko came up. And I don't quite know who she is, or remember who she is. But I wouldn't be fucking surprised if Mary Toko was one of his ex-wives. So if anybody can go to marytoko.com and let me know who that is. I mean, I could do the same thing. And I will. marytoko.com. Toko.com. Let's see if it's still even an active website. It's now called childhoodshots.com, and it's and it is all about vaccines and stuff. Doesn't look like it's anti-vaccine at all. I don't get it. This seems to be irrelevant. There's nothing about autism. Go to marytoko.com and it'll take you to childhoodshots.com. Totally different look, totally different everything. This guy's talking shit.
These autism increases because of vaccinations. That's what's causing it. America has the highest sudden infant death rate syndrome among industrialized nations. In 1970, Australia made vaccines non-mandatory. 50% of the parents opted out of the program, and SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, dropped by 50%. Strange. Dr. William Torch, University of Nevada School of Medicine, said 2/3 of the SIDS babies had been vaccinated with DPT in the preceding 3 weeks. Don't you think a medical doctor would maybe look and see if there's some kind of connection here? Go outside of Atlanta, Georgia, to the town of Elberton. Drive north 7 or 8 miles, and you see way off in the middle of no place, middle of just big old field, you see these rocks sticking up out of the ground. As you drive up to them, you see, man, this is a man-made object, like Stonehenge. It has the 10 commandments for the New World Order in 12 languages. Commandment number 1, maintain humanity under 500 million. There's already 6 billion. How are they going to maintain it under 500 million?
Okay, so this is 2005, this lecture. Has anybody ever heard about this nonsense? Maintain humanity under 500 million? These stones are full of Masonic symbols. The bullshit gets deeper and deeper and deeper.
Oh, they've got big plans to reduce the population. One of them.
Oh yeah? We're at 7 billion now. How many were we at 17 years ago?
Involves chemtrails. How many have ever seen
I bet you we had 1 billion less.
these things? They're spraying them out of airplanes all over the place. Have they sprayed your area here, Wisconsin, with chemtrails?
No.
This isn't contrails. This isn't coming out of the engine. Okay? They're spraying chemicals all over the United States. What for? Well, they want to reduce the population. This will sure do it.
17 years later, has it done it? Maybe it wasn't supposed to. Maybe he's talking BS.
Because the stuff they're spraying is going to do exactly that. Just check.
Well, did it? We've had 17 years to prove these chemtrails. Come on. Have they done anything? Have they reduced the population? Or do chemtrails, or to be really crazy, just like you are, you can make up shit. I can make up shit. What about if chemtrails were designed to hypnotize South and Central Americans to illegally cross the border into the U.S.? That's what chemtrails are for, Kent Hovind.
Check it out on the internet. Just go to Google, internet search, and type in chemtrails, chemical trails. Just read it for yourself. You won't believe the stuff they're spraying over your city. The purpose is a long-term purpose to reduce the population of the world. Cover more on that in a college class. Satan hates humanity. He wants to reduce the population to 500 million. That's what he's telling these people. They don't know it, but Ted Turner and these guys they're being used by Satan to get the population down to 500 million, and then he wants to kill them. Satan's plan is zero. God wants to have us obey his laws. Satan says, no, you disobey God's laws. I want you to be punished. I want you to go to hell. I could talk all day about Satan's plan for the New World Order in that sense.
All right, so this hell that Satan wants you to go to, what do you know about this hell? What do you know about Satan? What do you know about anything, Ken? You know nothing. All you know is the fiction that has been engraved into your mind. It's all you know. You know fiction, and most of all, you know how to sell fiction. But in doing that, Kent Hovind, you take advantage, you exploit young people, disadvantaged people, and troubled people. I see you, Kent Hovind, I see you going back to jail, to prison. I see it coming for you, Kent Hovind. Maybe you'll get a cell next to Justin Downing. But watch out for him. Apparently he's kind of handsy.
God's commandments are not grievous. God put him in the garden, said you can eat off any tree except that one tree, the knowledge of good and evil. It's real simple, Adam. Enjoy the garden, have lots of kids, and don't learn about evil. After they disobeyed, Romans chapter 16, Paul said, I would have you wise.
Paul said, this is the guy that lived in the 1st century, talking about stuff that happened or that didn't happen 4 billion years before Paul wrote it down. That's another thing. You tell the people, you tell the Christians that this planet is 4.5 billion years old. And then you tell them that this universe is 14.7 billion years old. And they have a catatonic fit on the spot. They foam at the mouth because of their insistence on a young Earth, a 10,000-year-old Earth, or universe, I would imagine, but Earth. Not only do these Christians spout off about the a young Earth, but I remember when I was studying with a Chabad rabbi many years ago, once a week for 2 years. They had the same conception that the Earth was young, 6,000, 10,000, whatever it was. The rabbis feel exactly the same. So they're all full of shit. Can we stomach any more of this? Let's try.
Rise unto that which is good and simple concerning evil. Parents, don't teach your kids about all the evil things. Don't have drug education classes where you show them, hey, this is marijuana, here's how you smoke it. Now, don't you do that. Duh. Don't put them in sex ed classes in 7th grade. It's a plumbing class at that time. Don't do that, okay? Let them be ignorant. Let them learn it from mom and dad, not from some heathen, okay? It's real simple, Adam. Enjoy the world, have lots of kids, and don't learn about evil. Don't learn all that stuff. So Lord said, hey, have you eaten off that tree I told you not to eat of? God's not asking for information. He's asking for a confession. And the man said, the woman, pass the buck, whom thou gavest to be with me. Now, God, this is really your fault, If you hadn't given her to me, I wouldn't have this problem. He said to the woman, have you done this? She said, well, the snake, that you made, pass the buck, We still do the same thing. Nothing changes, okay? Fear God, keep His commandment.
I have had enough of fucking Kent Hovind and his nonsense. This whole lecture that he's giving is an hour and 22 minutes long. If you want to listen to the whole thing, we've gone 17 minutes into it, and I'm losing my mind. I just want to put my hand through the screen and take this fellow by the throat and throttle him. Yeah, throttle him until he learns some sense. That's the Christian way of teaching. So, okay. I am in a Discord. It's open. The link is on top. Please join me, because that's the only thing that's left that I'm prepared for today. As you know, I'm trying out a new system. I'm trying out a new computer system. It seems to be holding up. It hasn't crashed. I haven't put it through all the rigmarole and punishment that it should be going through, but it's good to be back streaming. I literally haven't streamed with any enthusiasm anyway since I had COVID back in February. So also, because I just set this up, I haven't set up any scenes or any backgrounds or anything. So there's no intro, there's no outro. Well, there's an intro, but there's no outro. Nobody's going to come in and join me in the Discord. That's fine. I will just I'll end it here. Everybody's got an excuse, no problem. But I'll give it a little bit. We'll have some music, and then I'll shut it down if we don't have any visitors. Thank you for watching. I'm Sidney Winston, atheist your way, and watch Tang, T-A-N-G, the Atheist Network Group with Ozzy. It's a great channel. YouTube, just Ozzy, or Tang, or Jenna. That'll do it. Yeah. Okay, come on in. Or you will go straight to hell.